In eFootball, there are three types of players. First, the flashy skillers, the ones who embarrass you with flair moves. Second, the ones who don't really play football. They just use smart assist and spam through balls all game. And third, people like me. Players who rely on pure passing, patience, and intelligence to win games. If you're in this category, or you want to master it, then this video is for you. Today, I'll show you the best passing tips and tricks that will completely change the way you play. Tip 1. Formation and playstyle setup. Before you even pass the ball, your formation already decides how effective your game will be. If your team shape is too wide, your midfield will feel empty, and your passes will break down easily. If it's too compact, you'll have no space to stretch your opponent. The sweet spot is having a compact shape that still gives you triangles in midfield. Think about a 4-3-3 with tight midfielders, or even a 4-2-3-1. These give you constant options for short passing. Now let's talk playstyle. You can honestly make passing work with any system, but the best one is possession game. Why? Because it ensures your teammates position themselves close enough to always be available. You don't have to force plays, the game naturally gives you passing lanes. But the formation alone won't save you if your midfielders don't have the right skills. These are non-negotiable. One-touch pass, through passing. I made a video a few weeks ago explaining all the passing types, so if you want to know why these are essential, click the video link in the description. And finally, sole control. This is criminally underrated. It lets your player use the sole of their feet for tighter control, which means fewer bad touches and smoother link-up play. And here's the final part of this first tip. Always include an orchestrator in your midfield. You can have box-to-box players or destroyers beside him, but your orchestrator is the brain. He initiates attacks, dictates when to speed up and when to slow down. Without one, your passing game will feel chaotic and forced. Tip 2. Pass search guides. One of the simplest but most overlooked tools in eFootball is the pass search guide. This is that little white arrow that shows exactly where your pass will go. It may look like a small detail, but once you master it, your accuracy goes up massively. Here's why. When you're under pressure, your brain can get confused about whether your pass will go to the closer teammate or the one further away. Pass search guide removes that confusion. It gives you clarity. You can tilt your stick slightly to adjust and make sure the ball goes exactly where you intended. This is especially useful for long through balls and lofted passes. Without the guide, you'll often misjudge and send it to the wrong runner. With the guide, you can aim at the perfect lane and curve. Train your eyes to quickly glance at the arrow before releasing. It'll take a week of practice, but once it clicks, you'll feel like your passing is laser-locked. Tip 3. Patience is power. Passing football is not about rushing. A lot of people think one-touch passing means spamming the pass button instantly after every touch. That's wrong. One touch should be a tool, not your default. When you get the ball, take a breath, scan your area, and choose the safest, smartest option. If you're under pressure, a quick one-touch pass saves you. But if you have space, hold it for half a second. Wait for your striker's run, or pull a defender out of position. Patience does two things. It prevents silly turnovers, and it frustrates your opponent. When your opponent is chasing shadows, that's when they panic. And once they panic, gaps open up everywhere. If you rush your play, you're doing your opponent a favor. So always remember, patience breaks defenses, rushing breaks your own attack. Tip 4. Recycling and back passes. One of the less spoken parts of passing football is recycling. A lot of players feel embarrassed to pass backwards. They think it's cowardly. But in reality, recycling is what separates elite possession players from casuals. Let me explain. When you push forward and the space is closed, forcing a pass usually leads to interceptions. Instead, turn back. Pass to your midfielder or even your defenders and build up again. When you do this, your opponent has to constantly shift left, right, forward, back. Eventually, they lose their shape. That's when the openings appear. Think of it like chess. Sometimes you need to retreat one piece to launch a better attack. Back passes stretch your opponent's defense and give you a fresh angle. Never be ashamed of recycling. In fact, if you master this, you'll notice your possession stats shoot up, and your opponent starts chasing you instead of the ball. Tip 5. Knowing your pass types. This one is huge. Not all passes are equal, and knowing which to use in each moment makes you unpredictable. Normal pass. Use this when your teammate is stationary or coming short. It's safe, accurate, and keeps the ball at feet. Through ball. This is only effective when your player is already making a run behind the defense. If you use it when they're standing still, it'll cause an off-balance of the player. Lobbed through ball, perfect against a high defensive line. This is your weapon when your opponent pushes their defense up too far. A well-timed lob splits them wide open. Lofted pass. Great for switching play or lifting the ball into space without too much risk. When I first started, I misused through balls all the time, passing it when my player wasn't even moving. I'd lose possession instantly. Once I learned to only use it when my striker is in motion, everything changed. So here's the rule. Pass to feet when static. Through ball when on the run. Lob when the line is high. Know this, and suddenly your passing feels precise and intentional instead of random. Tip 6. Pass and run mechanics. Now here's where passing gets exciting. You don't need skills to create movement. You can create it with pass and run. Here's how it works. After you pass the ball, swipe your cursor forward. The player who gave the ball will instantly sprint into space. This is massive, because instead of relying only on AI runs, you're controlling the movement. You can create overlaps, drag defenders out of position, or even play quick 1-2s that slice open defenses. Think about it like this. A normal pass just moves the ball, but a pass and run moves both the ball and the player. It's like multiplying your options instantly. Combine this with patience and you'll feel like you're dribbling without even using a skill move. Tip 7. Radar and mentality shifts. This tip might seem small, but it's a game changer. The radar at the bottom of your screen, it's not decoration. It's one of the strongest tools you have. Always glance at it. It shows you which player is free, where your striker is running, and even when your midfield is isolated. Sometimes what looks blocked on the main screen is actually wide open on the radar. Now, combine that with mentality switches. Don't just play on standard all game. If you're being pressed, drop to defensive to keep shape and recycle. If you're chasing a goal, push to attacking, so your players commit forward and give you more passing targets. The radar plus mentality is basically your bird's eye view. It makes your passing smarter and gives you options you would never see otherwise. Tip 8. Be unpredictable. This one is for the mind games. Everyone in eFootball thinks they're in blue lock, trying to read your every pass. If you become predictable, you're finished. So don't always go for the obvious option. Sometimes, fake your opponent by recycling when they expect a forward pass. Other times, play a long diagonal switch when they're pressing one side. Even throwing in a random back pass can bait them into pressing and leave space open. Yes, unpredictability can backfire. Sometimes you'll give the ball away. But overall, it makes you so much harder to defend against. Because once your opponent realizes they can't read you, they stop pressing aggressively. And when they stop pressing, you control the entire game. Tip 9. Managers and offside trap. Now before we wrap up, let's talk about resources. I made a video a few days ago talking about the best ways to outsmart pay to win players, and I forgot to add one thing. Managers are crucial for passing players. Back in the day, we had rare managers like the old Xabi Alonso card, who combined both possession game and quick counter. These days, most managers don't give you that flexibility. So when you're buying one, choose carefully. Your manager literally decides how effective your passing will feel. And here's a bonus defensive passing hack: the offside trap. If you're playing possession football, but your opponent has lightning-fast attackers, they'll constantly try to counter you. Using the offside trap keeps your line compact and stops them from spamming pace abuse. Passing isn't only about your attack, it's about controlling the whole game, and managers plus tactical tweaks are part of that control. And that's it, guys. Passing isn't boring, it's an art. You don't need flashy dribbling or smart assist spam to win. With the right formation, patience, and variety, you can control games and frustrate even the toughest opponents. If you enjoyed this video, check out my breakdown on essential passing skills. I'll leave the link in the description, and don't forget, we've got even more tips coming soon. Drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which passing tip you'll start using right away. Till next time, keep balling smart.